Review. Running my way through the American Revolution in Assassin's Creed Remastered. Due to my busy schedule, I've only managed to spend my time playing Assassin's Creed 3 portion of the game and not Assassin's Creed Liberation, thus the review revolves around AC3. The latter will be reviewed on another occasion. Long after I have completed my time adventuring in ancient Greece, Ubisoft finally released Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. I spent a vast amount of time playing the highly praised RPG-influenced Assassin's Creed 3 Odyssey that it felt like the whole franchise was something entirely different. Those who bought Assassin's Creed Odyssey Season Pass would have received Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered for free. The game comes as a whole package that includes all the DLCs like Tyranny of King George, Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, previously a Vita title, and additionally behind-the-scenes content. Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered did a fantastic job in bringing the colonial world come to life despite looking a little dated. The game's graphics cannot be compared with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is amazing, but Ubisoft did brush the graphic fidelity up by a lot to meet today's standards. Thus far, I managed to have a smooth gameplay experience on a high graphical setting with 1920 by 1080 screen resolution in solid 60 FPS gameplay. Despite the updated graphics, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered reminded me strongly about my preference of running around in the frontier rather than in the cities. The cities, such as Boston, looked great with each building reflecting the colonial period and had quite an impressive amount of people milling about with their business, although not as much as Assassin's Creed Unity. Despite all this, it still felt empty and honestly quite boring. The actual fun and relaxing portion of the game was during my time free running in Frontier or sailing the seas. The Frontier, homestead included, looks stunning when the weather changes. When winter comes, the whole area is blanketed with snow, making traversing off-road a slower and time-consuming task. The forest would be filled with life and color again when spring or summer comes around. Assassin's Creed 3 gave birth to the naval combat portion of the series, thus the missions and combat felt really fun to play. Frustrating too when I did not manage to brace the ship for incoming fire, thus losing more health than needed. It takes a small layer of strategy from the player to find the right opportunity when in combat, because it's certainly not a walk in the park. Although later titles in the series vastly improved the naval combat, Assassin's Creed 3 still presents an interesting naval and on-foot combat. Assassin's Creed 3 is well known for having one of the series' least interesting main character, Connor, after Ezio. Even more so with Alexius and Cassandra added to the mix. So it did not really reel me in as much as I would have liked to. Not to mention the game is filled with long-winded fillers and prologue before we could actually progress the story. It took me nearly 5 hours just to complete prologue before I even get to start playing as Connor. Unsurprisingly, we start playing with Connor's story when he was a boy. The developers had a good intention of wanting to show the motivation and the drive that Connor has in eliminating the Templars, but the story falls short when the game has a boring main character. Thankfully, I felt that the modern day part of the game had more activity and progress in terms of story. We have Desmond and his group of assassins racing against the clock to save the world from utter destruction. During my time playing Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, I have encountered various glitches in the environment, like the trees or bodies rubber banding from one end of my screen to another, and the bodies glitching about on wooden platforms in the forts, for example. Although it's not game breaking by any means, it's still annoying to watch when it actually happens. If anyone played Assassin's Creed 3 before the remastered version was released, I would say that you won't lose much by avoiding the game entirely. The game and on-foot combat, exploring the frontier, and upgrading the homestead is fun enough, but the characters, story and missions still felt a little dull. Thank you very much.